everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's your guy Gupitaru, C89 Tiger House. Today we have the Millenniums in the house. Tiger House, yeah, they're both from my house, so I'm very happy to have Tiger House boys and get to listen to the experiences and stuff. So, without ado, I'll have my co-host introduce our guests. Ife, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ife Dapo, class of 88, Command Secondary School, Paja, Lagos. Flying all south, the Lone Ranger in the house today, all these Tiger House boys. I'll make good the way yellow safe. I think this is the part for me. All right, so I have two of my guys here from North American chapter. Emeka Duru is 2001 sets. Emeka has actually been helping us out with some kind of PR work to celebrate people's birthday. So, Goke, if you remember the guy that sent the designs, celebrate people's birthday on a forum. That's Emeka Duru. He does that just for us on the side. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Right. And then we have Chinedu Obiagu, aka Chemical, 2006. This guy will tell us today why they been named him Chemical. He told me in Maryland I don't forget why he came about that name. But I kind of figured it out because this guy is on the different level. All right, so let's start with Chinedu. Yeah. All right, just go ahead and give us a more detailed introduction of yourself.
Oh, okay. As like you said, Chinedu Biagu. 2000, I graduated 2000 from Command Secondary School, rather. One of the sets that were chased out of school.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the best as well. But I used to live in Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria, lived in Nigeria till worked for 8 years in Nigeria with Etisalat. 8? Was it 8 years? 10 years for Etisalat Nigeria. As a pioneer staff from the start till I left after 10 years, came down to the US. I live in Texas. I used to be in Dallas, but I recently moved to Roy City, Texas. It's not just like a suburb from Dallas anyway. You know, we have to grow the kids in a more serene environment. So, yeah, so that's...
So, I'm curious, if you don't mind. Mm-hmm. You popularly known as Chemical. How did it come about that name?
Chemical. That name has gone way back. I denounced it once. It stuck. I couldn't get myself off it. But the reason why they started calling me Chemical was because there was a certain day. A friend of ours, he's a Command Secondary School guy as well, Benjamin Wiebe. So we were at his house. They were at his house. They were having like a child dedication kind of naming ceremony for his kid out of Monday. So then I used to work in a Tisala. I was working the afternoon shift that day. So the party started at, I think 2 p.m. and that was like the start of my shift. So all throughout the office, my body was like, wow, I go day work. This kind of party will happen for Monday. Boys go call, do video call, give me small update as they go. My body, they were no few weeks. And then my office was still in Lekki. So Lekki to Omole, you go know the water I would do from that place plus traffic. So then I left the office right on time. The way I closed at 9 p.m. I was off, jumped into my car. I ran down. By the time I was getting there, people that were left were just, the guys. Most guests are gone, but the guys are still there. Like, we live one get this after guys hangouts for the guy place. So the way I just went out like, wow, when I don't talk everything finish, you my own drink. Benjamin, now being a very close friend of mine, we grew up together. We used to stay in the same neighborhood before he moved to Omole. It was like, no, now I will keep something for you. And I the guy who bring black label. I bring the black label for and I say, wait, I need to meet up because I see the thing when I don't drink. So this black label, I will need to meet up. I don't put her for table. They say, if I leave only you, you finish the black label. I say, okay, now make this here to go. I opened the black label and I drank that black label in 3 gulps. Everybody started shouting. You're like, guy, you do okay? I said, yes, I did. Look, we start now, and now we start. The long story of that night is that we ended up in Peckers, 3 a.m. We're still drinking vodka. From absolute vodka, we went into Hennessy, and till 6 a.m. we left Peckers almost to 7 when it was daylight. And then I drove the people that were going towards Egbeda and Akuonjo. I drove them back home. They were all asleep. I dropped them at their houses before I went home. Then at 6 p.m. we convened at the beer parlor to drink pepper soup to wash off the hangover. They were already betting that I was not going to show up, that I would have fainted, or maybe I would have, something might have happened. And I showed up there. Before they got there, I was already on my second bottle of beer waiting for them to come. That's when they said, oh no, guy, there's something wrong. This guy, like the chemical, the chemical in your system. Fast, like chemical and chemical.
You they roll like soldiers.
Well, that's it. So since then, anywhere we go to, once everybody's drinking, hey, I ain't go drive. Actually, go drive. I ain't go drive. Chemical, I ain't go drive us. We can drive.
Also, they do that one for Yankee, because say they catch you. DUI, they go collect that driver's license.
Yeah,
because police is not your friend like Nigeria. Police is your friend in Nigeria. You don't say to them, they go leave you alone.
Nigeria, you go give them the remaining bottle for the next.
Exactly. For here, they go carry you one time. If you pull that slot.
I'm chill on that, yeah.
So let's
I have a quick question for you. When did you leave Nigeria that you were working? Because my younger brother works at Etisalat too. That's what I was asking.
Oh, really? I left Etisalat 2000. 2018.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, he's been there. His name is Taiwo. Tito, they call him. Are you serious? That's my younger brother.
I know Taiwo very well. I'm just telling you, we worked together in the same department before. I think
Are you serious? Okay, I'll ask him. Yeah, he's my younger brother. He went to Air Force Comprehensive.
Yeah. I know Taiwo very well.
Okay, small world. Yeah, that's my younger brother.
Emeka, let's go to Emeka for a minute. Emeka, okay, you have the floor. Give us a more detailed description of yourself.
Okay, my name is Emeka Duro. Start of 2001, Tiger House / Octopus House escapees. I did. So at the point when we had the Apple swap, and they were trying to decongest Tiger House a bit, so they moved most of us out to other houses. Reasons why I have / Octopus House when I was already in SST at the time. So they also chased a lot of schools. So I think I finished. We graduated through the fence. They kicked us out through the fence. So everybody went through MIBS. If you know MIBS that year now, do you know Wawa now?
Yeah, Wawa.
Yeah. So we moved out of that axis now. So I do graphics on the side. I content creations for small scale businesses. I manage pages on Instagram, create content for them, designs as well, and posts. Aside that, back home I was actually working with Guinness at the time. I did Guinness for like 3 years, 4 years max. And after Guinness, I delved into business. So I ran a business, water production, portable drinking water, sachet water, bottled water. Did that up to the year that I left Nigeria into the States. So been in the States for a couple of years now, thank God. And we're still doing the graphics. We're still doing businesses back home in Nigeria while we're in the US. You know how it is now. Money no dey finish, and problem no dey finish. So you need to keep hustling. Basically, it's just me. I manage other businesses that I can actually say online. So I don't give them free adverts. So let's keep their names aside. So for the alumni, I'm the current PRO for my sets. This is the second term. I also do other smaller groups on WhatsApp that I also manage as well at various capacity. But for the alumni, I've been handling the PRO post for my set for a while. But with the current shifts with the country and other stuff, the time difference has actually slowed me down a bit. But irrespective of that, I'm still holding it strong on the North American chapter as well. So trying to get the hang of it. Here you have to keep working to pay bills. Basically, there's no day off. There's no day off. You have to keep doing what you have to do to keep paying bills. If Nigeria back home, people don't understand that Nigeria start their weekend from Friday. In the US here, there's no weekend. Everybody works every day. You work Monday to Sunday. But irrespective of that, we still thank God for the opportunity to be able to be in the States and, enjoy the benefit of God's own country, basically. So aside that, I'm not a chemical. I don't, I wish I could do what they do is doing, but we need to check you. There's something wrong with your body. I don't think you are normal. For real.
You need to check his liver to make sure the liver is still healthy.
The funny thing is, I still do my checkups every 3 months. That's standard.
It's good. It's good. I was going to say something to what what's the name? Emeka said it's always good to have a skill. That stuff you do for graphics is fantastic, and that's one of the things when I mentor people in technology, especially. I've been in it for 24 years or something, so it's more of improving your skill set because technology gives every business value. Yes, it's not like in the 80s when it was in the back end. Today it's in the forefront of everything: electricity, retail, food, everything, and it's evolved. So I always kind of like tell people, like when my cousin told me her daughter was confused, he wanted to do IT, but she wanted to be a doctor. I'm like, which kind of doctor? Let her do IT. That's a job that will keep paying. This doctor own set mindset of being a doctor. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a doctor, but I was trying to tell her that the opportunities for her, being in engineering and being a computer engineer is enormous, and it keeps evolving. And she finally agreed to my advice and let her go into computer engineering. So I always, advocate for technology, being the fact that that's my profession. I've evolved from back in the 90s till today and keep evolving. I keep learning every day, all the time. So I'll give you high five for that, to keep it up, and also pass it on when you can educate people too at the same time.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Nika, we continue with you. Here comes to the real gist. Give us your detailed experience from the day you were dropped off in command.
It must be really interesting. You realize that they reset on that first day.
Man, let's leave the English first. Command. I don't know about command now, but command then. So there was this whole gist about command before I go into the school. So I had this family friend of mine. I noticed that the boy went to school. It was a nuisance. But when he came back, he was so humble. I was like, bro, then we were still going. I was looking at the girl, he doesn't come out anymore. Was always inside his room. Was always quiet. I was like, I told my mom that this command that will change this boy like this. I don't want to go. She said, don't worry. Back then you had the whole you had the hierarchy based on military families, civilians having different school fees and all that stuff. So we had to, because this thing that meant if you go in through a military family's name, you probably have less amount of fee to pay at the time. So I go into command then. We had to do one way. So all my uncles helped me to it one way. So I came into school through him, and I had that limited amount of fee to pay, so to speak. The first day I go into command, I could smell death. I felt like I was going to die. It was terrible because everybody was running left and right. I was like, what's happening? Is there a war happening? He said, no, that they're actually going to class and going to the hostel. That was the man was telling. He was literally telling me that that's how people walk in the military school. I was like, you run. I was like, hey, God. My mom was not telling me to my son bye-bye. I said, Mom, if you leave me, I will die. I started crying. I was like, So the mom was so nice. Mom was so calm. I said, don't worry about it. Let your mom go. I'll take care of you. I said, okay. The moment my mom left the gate, the man just changed automatic, one lion. So I was like,
It's now.
so I was like, that, are you still crying? Are you still crying? Do you want to do front jump? Yeah. I'm like,
Is it a soldier? Is it a soldier?
with a soldier, yes, a soldier, yeah. One was a soldier at the time. He instantly I knew that I was in trouble. I started running towards the gate. He now told one other junior at the time. You know, then they had cadets cadre at the time. So then was on the Saturday. They were wearing the camo short, the trousers and the plain t-shirts. This guy chased me. I was running to the gate. I was chasing my mother. I was crying. The guy chased me, dragged me back. And I turned back. I saw people doing frog jump, people rolling in the mud. I said,
You were chasing the car.
I was
From first gate to second gate. You were chasing back to first gate. From second gate to first gate.
From second to the first gate, I was running back to the main gate.
Trying to escape.
I was like, hey, man, the crazy part was that when they now gave me my school father and sent me to Tiger, I got to the place was looking like I was going to a prison. Everyone was looking so dark. The weather was dark. I was like, what is all this? I carried my bag, entered the hostels, see my uncles that they said they were seniors. They had Hector George was there. Hector was big. They called him Rapture at the time. He had a beard. I was like, how will students have beards? You know, when you see students having mustache, I said, what's your name? I said, Emeka Du. And I said, my name is Emeka Musa. He said, don't call me sir. I was like, yes sir. He said, don't call me sir. He said, okay, where's your provision? I opened my bag for him. He brought my pick milk. He said, okay, I'm going to sign my name on your pick milk. So when you open it, you remember that I'm meant to give him a portion of it. That's how I had to open my pick milk, sign his name and put full stop. The full stop punctured it. But not like saying, hey, sorry, it's open now. Give me milk. Oh my goodness. I've suffered. That's in that night, I couldn't sleep. I said, I don't want to give you, say you're a stingy bastard. That's before my head that word, stingy bastard. I was like, I'm not like crying again. It's calling me a bastard, that my mother is alive, my father is alive. Man, see, command is something I tell people that, man, I don't even pray. I don't know about command now, but command then. I was like, man, I don't even pray for my name is coming. So I reason why that guy came home humble. they humbled him because that night I slept under Hector's bed. I slept under the bed. Till daybreak, as in it was. Wow. They welcomed me to command Tiger House. Wow! I saw. The first time I slept under the bed. Told me I slept under his bed. I'm fully stubborn. I want to give him pick milk.
But you said no. You even said no.
I said no. I told him no. I didn't want it.
That's grounds for them to jack your locker. They jack your locker. Tigers are they know how to jack locker very
well. Command will really humble you. Like the first night when I woke up the next day, and I realized that people don't wake up. You wake up around that early in the morning for roll call. Like literally, everything was dark. Next thing I just heard was last man to the people started running. I was like, what's happening? What's that? I came out from under the bed. Instantly, belts was flying up and down people's heads. I was like, hey God, command. That experience humbled me. I came home for my first break. I was humbled. I saw my friend too. I was like, I said, so this is the thing that you didn't tell me, Abi. Well done.
Which command did your friend go to? Which command did your friend go to?
Ibadan.
Oh, you went to Ibadan. Okay. So are you guys now exchanging notes after that?
Yeah, we're telling ourselves our problems.
So which command, which at that time did you feel that Ibadan was worse than, or you guys were exchanging notes? Or
Ibadan was worse. Ibadan was worse. Ibadan was not just. If you don't like your child, send them to Ipaja. And I think I literally told you that if you don't like your kid,
I think it was after activity then Ipaja.
No, Kaduna is bad. No, Kaduna is bad. When I talk to Kaduna, I think that's the worst of them in regards to after NMS. Yes. No, Kaduna boys, when they tell you that, so you just like, thank God I didn't go to that command. Because even people who've been to Kaduna and have come to Ipaja will always tell you that Kaduna is worse than Ipaja. Both boys and girls that we had on this platform.
I think because of the fact that they had the NDA there or something, maybe reasons why most of them.
No, I think because they have more Hausa boys there. They used to deal with them anyhow.
Malu boys.
Don't go Yaro.
Malu boys.
Emeka, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
As you transition from you spent 6 years in command, right? As you transition from GSS to SSS, how you come behave as senior? Because as they torture you, did you replicate this torture?
No, not at all. Not at all. Apparently, when I went to SS, everybody was like, man, when I get to senior secondary, man, juniors will suffer and all that stuff. Man, it was I just got there. I did not even have a school son until when I was in SS3. I only had one school son. It was Emmanuel Oko, I think, at the time. It was so literally I really did not even have that time. I just mind my own business. I wash my things myself. I don't call people to help me do anything. I go and fetch my water. I do my things myself. So literally, I saw people trying to milk out the fact that they were seniors, send people around. When the SS3 will send you as an SS1, you look for a GSS to send. When my seniors send me on errands, I'll go and do it myself. I was not really into that whole thing about having to do this, having to drill junior. I did not really partake in all that. But jumping on school fence, I was there. I was literally there. I started jumping school fence from my GSS 3 set. It was, Wawa meats were boiling in the roof of the houses. Yeah, we had to, but for juniors and all that maltreatment now.
You said something that does trigger something that I remember. What you said that when a senior sends you, that you send another person, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I remember doing that in, I think, Form 2 or Form 3. That junior did rubbish. The senior almost killed me. Because that stupid boy, I can't remember who it was, did not do what I asked him to do. So if I have to do that in the future, is it that I have to personally supervise them? So I started doing it myself. Because I cannot chop punishment my second time. You tell me that wash clothes, the guy just wash nonsense. The whole back was still brown. And then I showed that boy. I showed him myself. Then I had to redo it myself. Exactly. So I now realize that when they tell you to do work, that means you have to supervise the person. I'm like, why am I not doing it myself? Yeah, understand. I make sure it's better than send someone, he doesn't do it properly, then it is you that will be rolling in the mud later. Because you didn't do it. It's true. So I just remember what you said, yeah. And the Tiger House senior, I didn't deal with this when I was in Tiger House.
So, all right, Chinedu.
Yeah.
You're next.
Okay. So, I got into command thinking I was a lucky person. I have 3 brothers. Three of them were older than me. One, the senior, the twin. They were a set of twins. Then one guy, the oldest. So 3 of them were in the same class. I was getting into JS1. They were just getting into SS1. So I didn't understand the whole story because I was seeing familiar faces. And so they dropped me off. Normal. The space, that whole field beside the auditorium before the gate. So everybody was being dropped off. My brothers took the liberty of walking down to the auditorium to, sign my name in, check me in. They took my box, checked my stuff, my langa, my broom. Everything was complete. My whole, they brought everything back to the car. So they left the equipment. You have to leave the equipment, the whole labor equipment. You leave it there with them at the auditorium. They take care of that one. So they brought back the box. So all the whole farewells. My mom left. When she left and drove out of the gate, my brother started taking bush parts. Where will you go? You see, my hair will pass enter first. He said, "I bush will pass enter school." They say, "You don't understand, we could just pass here first." So we went through those bush paths, and this bush path is not the one that is close to back of Introtech classes or back of those library areas. This bush part was the one from close to the gate. So it's a whole long bush path down that will take you all the way down back into Bacha. Then, for you not to get into trouble because you find seniors in Bacha too, they now had a bush path that wasn't really a path. You have to put yourself through the bushes and then you will come out at the back of Octopus house. So I was like, the same person they enter school for the first time, they follow push. Is it that there's no structure or there's no we're supposed to come in? I remember primary school, come in, they greet you from the class. It wasn't like that. So I didn't see the buildings, I didn't see the classrooms until I just saw one big hostel bar. So okay, now I have arrived. Funny enough, we did all that. The moment we got to the back of Octopus house, the first person that saw us as we were coming out of the bush was Theophilus Okuta. Another familiar face. We were family friends, we lived in the same estate, we were attending the same church with his family and all that. So I was like, oh, thank God, I just saw a familiar face. And I was like, oh, and the next thing I heard was, Lafma! My grandmother took off back into the bush. Before the other two could run, what I heard was, Chidoke, if you move, I'm calling you. So they couldn't move anybody, I called their names. So those was carrying me with my box and everything, and we came to him. So I was asking them while we were walking towards him, I was asking them, how can they run? I don't know what you first. They say, guy, welcome, just comport yourself when you reach. But together is like, what do you bring? Things like that. Open your box, like Mecca said. You have to check everything you brought. Like this is another inspection. After the one that was done in the auditorium. So he was acting nice. Hey, okay, did you bring your two white bed sheets? Did you bring your something white? He was checking everything and he now got to the provision part. Was like, okay, how many sets? So luckily, my mom, because my brothers were, experienced, 3 sets of provisions, the way they do it, one, drop it in our housemaster's place. It was like, a guy there also, so leave everything there in his house. Then, because we were 3 going to Tiger House, we moved like, out of 9 sets of provisions, we moved like 6 or move 5 and keep there, then come into the hostel with like 4 sets. So when they saw it, was like, is this everything for all of you? We were like, yes. We were like, okay, CJ, oh yeah, now, conquer and divide. That one goes to the conquer and divide. I was like, which one is conquer and divide? My brother started splitting it right there in front of me. Splitting. After splitting, he dropped the rest beside him and carried the remaining box into the hostel. I started crying. I was like, why is he taking our food? I said, no, now, so that tomorrow, if somebody wants to punish you, he will stand for you. Don't worry. That don't worry. They kept consoling me. I'm like, okay, no problem. Then I got into the hostel. So it was a bit dark. Not up to 1 hour. We were still trying to settle in. I was still trying to fold my stuff into the locker that they gave me and all that. And the next thing I just heard again was, everybody last man to the center of dawn. I was like, gee, what's happening here? Lockers were shaking. While I was still trying to come out of my corner to, follow my brother down, someone, ran into me. I hit my head against the bunk. When I hit my head against the bunk, I got a scratch. I checked, it was bleeding, I just started crying. The cry was uncontrollable for close to 2 hours. In fact, the person that caused the last man started consoling me. Say, you understand, this is just what they started explaining in a very calm way because I was crying so hard. And they had to go and call another family friend we had. It was a flying horse. It was an SS3. That one came, he said, you know me now, look at me, look at my face. You know me very well now, don't worry, calm down, you'll be fine. He took me back to the flying horse. I slept in his corner that night. And I felt that was how they were all nice and everything was all good. The second day, I found myself rolling in the mud. I have 2 brothers, they were nowhere to be found. The 3rd day, I found myself cleaning pit toilets. Oh, that was the most damning part I experienced. The guy said, if you don't look for something to pack that shit, you will use your hand. I was like, really? Use my hand? Then the guy that was in JS3 or JS2 beside me was like, oh boy, you go use your hand, you better go for everything you go use. Go look for hole. I said, they collected my hole. Now when I was coming inside, I was like, that's school, that one is school property. You have to go look for your own hole and cutlass to use. So I had to run back into the hostel, try to look for something. I found some planks. I went back and we were moving all the whole streeters back into the pit toilet, and I just started crying. First thing I was starting crying, and the first thing that came out of my mind was, am I sure I'm really the child of my parents? maybe I'm not their child. Maybe because I don't think they would want to do this and abandon me here. Why would they do this? I started asking my brothers, is there any way to communicate? Is there any way to talk to my parents? How do we reach out to them? Because there's nothing now. We don't know where you're just in school. There's no way. So they said, no, we have to write a letter. And then when we write it, we'll give it to Mr. Balogun. Was close to us. He was my neighbor. So we could give him the letters, and then he will help us deliver it to our parents. So Balogun did that. He submitted my petition to my parents. And I really wrote all those stuff into the letter. Like, I don't think we are children of, that family, because what I'm experiencing here was so tough and all that. my dad came to school the next day after he read the letter. But do you know what he did? He came to school. The funny thing is that this man came to school without seeing us. We're just finishing prep. I'm sure he came directly from work. So we're just finishing prep. This normal night prep. JS1 block where it is now. Where JS1 block is now? It's close to the road. It's close to the road to that second gate. So while I was coming out of the class, I was in JS1 diamond. When I left the classroom, I saw a 504 Pojo. It was silver color, like silver. Silver is not a military color, but well, I took my eyes off it. Then when the car got to the junction before it to join the road, the way the car would step on its brakes and the plate number. I caught the plate number immediately. FG1660A. I was like, that's my father's plate number. And the car coming into the road I was driving. Did I start shouting? I did what Emeka did. I started shouting, Daddy! I started chasing the vehicle. Without info. Then there was nobody to even stop me. I chased the vehicle to the front, to that exit gate. So the moment my dad got to the gate, Sergeant Ika was at the gate. He knew my dad very well. They were also friends. That was like, okay, bye-bye, sir. All the whole shots and everything, he left. And then once he left the gate, that one closed the gate and just saw me arriving on foot, shouting daddy. So he can't flaunt the living daylight out of me that day.
Dad has gone. Your dad has gone.
Yeah, he has left the gate. He didn't stop, and I'm sure they saw me chasing that vehicle because there's no way.
So have you asked your dad that question in the future? Okay, why did he come?
I asked him this day. He said yes, he saw me, but what was I looking for? Did he come to see me?
Who did he come and see? The commandant?
He came to see the AOS at that time. He knew almost all of them. So
okay.
He used to just come to school, see them, they hang out, and then he goes back. I was wondering, what is going on? I'm suffering here. This man is having a field day. So he whipped me back to the hostel. It was like, I'm lucky he's not going to lock me in the guard room. Now, who gave me permission? Who gave me the authority to get to this gate? Am I trying to overtake the school? I said, which was overtake school again? Back, as in he drilled me back to that second gate. He left the gate to drill me back to the second gate.
Wow.
I said, this is serious. That experience for the first 1 week was, I just knew that, okay, now I've seen that my parents are, they are a part of this. So
Your dad was a military officer, right?
Yeah, he was a custom officer, but
Oh, custom. Okay.
officer, but he had some people in command before my brothers
Okay. Okay. Got you.
through school, like relatives who go to school, and they just knew that name Obiagu. He had like probably 11 Obiagus go through that school or 12.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And they just knew all of us. So it was no, it was crazy. Anyway, you guys have been here since day one. We made it to SS1. So I think I'll just follow you guys' route. You guys should teach me the steps. Say, hey, now you're talking. If we go left, you go left. We go right.
I have quick follow-up questions to what you said earlier. You said your brothers checked you in. How did your brothers check? Did you not resume with your classmates?
No, you get to the auditorium, you have people sitting down on chairs in front.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this book you have to just write your name. Then they were asking you, where's your day, your white day.
Yeah, I know, I remember. But there are teachers there or soldiers there.
Yeah, soldiers are there. You have your housemaster of each house.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so my brothers, being who they are now, they are good now. I don't know how they did it with the housemaster, but I just know they were one that did my check-in. And I didn't come when Jens ones were coming.
Okay, that made sense. That's what I was trying to figure out. Okay, that means you came on a different day.
I came on a different day when the whole school was resuming normally.
Okay, yes, okay. That makes sense.
The same day. Jens was come like some few days after. I came the same day with everybody. Check.
So Emeka, let's fast forward. Your junior years were kind of terrifying. In your senior year, what do you do when you take torture junior yourself?
Oh.
Like I said earlier on, I don't know, for my senior days, I don't think there's any junior that will come out and say, I did this, I did that. I was pretty the nicest person ever. I was always minding my business. I literally was on my own terms. I was, within my own set. Now we had our crazy guys, people that would always drill junior just for the fun of it. Tiger House, the back of Tiger House, we were close to the pit latrine. We had steady drilling every morning. Yeah, so you need to receive the drilling to be able to understand that life was beyond you. The moment you're in command, you're in command. So, but my senior days, I really didn't do so much with juniors. I stayed in my own lane. I was minding my business. I was literally invincible, basically. I was not really into that whole thing.
If I ask you, will you send your child to command?
No, I would not, actually. No, I would not. But the crazy part is that I was in command like a couple of years ago, but I noticed that they had cafes now, internet cafe, they had, that everything was all spiced up, the school was looking all different. People were actually loitering, back then, loitering was a sin. You loiter, man, you probably do, but then people were strolling, you could see kids. Then we don't have kids coming to command, and we had virtually grown up. Then we had seniors that already have mustache and beards. Or now you have very young kids in command. So it's kind of a little bit different. Unlike the days when we were in command back in 01, 1999, 97 backwards. Command now is probably like a high school, like a regular high school. I'm going
to say something that on the 5th of November, next week Friday, this coming Friday, we need you to watch the scheduled Naija Commandos coming out. It will shock you. 2011 sets, what they did in that school. When I was editing it, I was just laughing. Those ones, they had the system. We could not believe it, but it's just a preview.
There's a video of that.
It's coming out, or it's released. I've already edited. I scheduled it to come out this coming Friday. You need to watch that one. They hacked, like you would be watching it and be rewinding. Did these boys do this? That's how Ife and I were like shocked about those 2011 boys. It was a different command. But what we different generation. We call it the Alpha generation. Alpha.
Chinedu. The same question. Will you send your kids to command?
Well, there's this bittersweet feeling about that. I'll be honest. It was tough through the junior days, but I learned a lot. The only thing I would say, he might be harsh. The treatments were actually some extreme, unbelievable. You're not supposed to mention. I practically saw someone's leg break, someone's joint bone break out. I saw the white bone out of the flesh just from being punched. It was told to hang, suspend. The guy was getting tired, but right beneath him, what was waiting for him to drop is not something he could also contend with. An electrocuted bucket with water. So if he comes down, he probably get shot or something. So the guy being my mate, in the bid to come down because his hand couldn't hold it anymore, decided to leap ahead of, landing, not landing where the bucket was, but land, in a different place. And when he did that, he struck a bunk and went down, and that was it. Leg snapped, we could see the bone out. That guy was out of command for probably almost that whole class, that whole session. He almost lost. He was a bright and smart guy, so when he rejoined in third term, he was still allowed to take his exam because I heard maybe he was taking private classes at home, so he was still able to take the exam.
I have a question. What happened to the senior? Because that is really extreme.
Yeah, it was extreme.
What happened to the senior?
What happened to the senior?
Yeah.
He never got expelled.
That's really extreme.
He got gadroom time for some, he got gadroom time then. This is the same senior that used to lock people in tin can boxes.
Huh?
He will lock you in a tin can box, those are metal box.
Yeah.
Tell you to fit yourself, and he will lock it and sit down on it.
That's excessive.
Yeah, I've been drinking Gary and conflicts.
If someone died in it, what would you have done? That's excessive. No, that did not even happen during our time. I'm surprised it was not reported and expelled.
That guy was a monster and it was a Tiger House. We have another Tiger House captain.
What year did he finish? What year did that guy finish?
He finished. I was just when he was an SS3, so he finished probably the next year. That year, that was the same year he finished.
96.
96, yeah.
Oh.
He finished. No. He finished 94.
So let's go
back 6 years. So I finished 2000. I finished 94.
Okay.
So
that was the set that was in Form 1 when we were in Form 5. 94 sets met us,
right.
And we didn't. That means he met me, and we did not deal with them like that. So tell me that boy's name. I want to know because I know that no, they met us. They met us, and we did not deal with them like that in Tiger House.
Can you do this more?
I'm protecting the name. Leave it there.
Okay. Chinedu.
Type it inside, make I know the name. Type it.
Chinedu. Oh yeah. So how command take mold you from a boy to a man? How will you say being a man right now? What kind of attribute you give back to command in that transformation?
Okay. So command taught me how to, stop nagging, stop whining. Kids be whining too much. My kids do it right now. I just look at them like a chick man and I get whining. It taught me not to whine, not to nag, not to complain. It taught me how to find yourself in a situation and then make gold out of that situation. Turn whatever your impossible moments are to something that's going to be useful for you, and then you break through out of that position. That's what command taught me. That's what that's how much of a man it made me feel. Amongst my friends, most times I have a clique of friends that I'm probably most times always the youngest. Maybe because I had all boys as elder brothers and I moved with most of their cliques, so I found out that most of my friends are almost better than me. But when it comes to attitude and how I relate, and they always call me an old man. They say your reasoning to be very different. And most times I refer back, I'm like, you don't know the school where I go. You know, that's why I always refer back to that. So irrespective, I said it's a bittersweet feeling, irrespective of the extreme things and some other things. It molded some strength also into my life. And that I owe it also to command anyway. Going through not just the students, but going through the staff itself.
Right.
I saw staff that some military officers also ensure they're not being caught up in one form of being subject to, say, someone is cheating you or the system is being unfair and things like that. I saw it happen. People like Obasa, HBWay, these are guys that I passed through as administrative officers that I could tell, RSM, that was Ogundile or something. Then they were all men I respected and looked up to so much. It almost got into the military school, but I had a rethink. I said I didn't want to live that regimental life. So it was a good experience in some part. Okay, and it really taught me a lot. So if I would have to send my kids to command, though it doesn't have most of those qualities anymore, I don't think. It's more like a private school now with kids, like their kids feel like.
So wait, you're saying if you have to take your child back in 1994 when you went in?
If that was the time I was supposed to put them in, right. I do that.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
All right.
Yeah, because
Emeka,
to come out the way I did.
Yes,
Emeka, you're next.
Sir.
So how did command transform you from a boy to a man?
Yeah,
that regimented lifestyle. 6 years, no be joke for that jungle.
Yeah, true. I think command would only do what command will always do. Magnify whatever it is you have within. There are most people that went through command, and they still don't have that orientation like they even went through military school in the first place. So it's what you actually have within the school magnified. But I would always love to share with people my experience with command in the sense that it exposed me to a lot of people, different people from different backgrounds, especially kids from military homes. They already had that regiment lifestyle already from home. So you come into a school where you have to be punctual. Punctuality is not something you just wake up and you have that within. Most people are not punctual, but command will make you punctual. It will make you respect time. How you manage your time and how you be able to allocate your task within that same time frame. So I'll tell you that command helped me so much till date. My orientation is based on the fact that I went through command. I'm on guard. I'm always on guard. I'm not. I wouldn't say that I wake up each day and just lazy around. I'm always planned out the moment I get up in the morning. So I would always tell people that command would help you if you want to help yourself. There are a lot of people that have gone through that. So I can tell you that some people are still telling me that, man, they regret ever going to command. They never really liked the school and all that stuff. But me, it's still a sweet experience to me. I still get to meet people, ex-commandos that, they always represent time you get to see them. Anytime you get to see a commando, you know this person is a commando, you enjoy the conversation. The orientation is usually very different from every other person. They have a very different orientation because they actually went through a military school. Those that actually went up into ND afterwards, man, those ones are really doing much better. Fine. But for us that actually had that secondary school setup orientation, we're doing the best that we can do, and we're representing in all aspects that you find us in. So it made me very, very much on guard, pushed me to where I am, improved my orientation, my thinking skill, my relationship with people, how to be able to present myself. I was already rugged before I got into uni because of the fact that I went through command. So I tell you, command is something I always be thankful for. But sending my kids there, no. Nah.
All right. So
you don't want them to be. Hold on, okay. You don't want them to be rugged like you.
No.
Like if you lived in Nigeria.
One rugged person is enough for the family.
So okay. Follow-up question. Do you have kids now? Do either of you have kids?
No, I don't have it.
I have to.
You have to. So will you, for you that don't have and you that have, because I know I do it, use the methodology you learned from command to your kids to give them structure?
Sure, I will.
Well,
Sure, I will.
yes, I would. I'll take away the ones that I know.
Yeah.
With extreme and then
Not the beating. Not the beating.
no. I'll use the other system. I don't always give you what you want. That's command. I don't give you enough of everything. That's command for you. They have to give you everything for you to make do with it. So I don't give you enough of everything. You don't have everything in excess, even if I can afford to give it to you.
Yeah, they need to figure it out. They need to earn it. They need to earn it, right?
You need to earn it, yeah.
Yeah.
If you earn it, you get it. If you don't earn it, I'm sorry.
How about other structures like making sure they do chores, like my kids are dishes, they make bed.
Because that one is inborn, command or not. I came out of a house of 5 boys. So that one now standard. You need to do chores. I came out of a house where chores, there was a chore timetable on the wall. So you can't escape it. If you fail on your own, they know who was supposed to do it, and then you the lashes. So from that kind of home, so I don't expect my kid. My kid is 4. The first one is 4, but he knows that whenever he's done scattering, plays with his toys, in his own sitting room or his own room, he's scattered everywhere with his own toys. The moment I screamed his name from downstairs, saying, "Hey, it's time to turn on those lights, turn on the TV." I run everywhere and come downstairs. That's to do it. And when he's done, and he turns on the light, that comes down. Sometimes I do go back to check. Did he do it or did he just turn off the lights? My biggest surprise, yeah, he does. He picks up his toys, put them in the toy cart and everything, then shut down, and then come back, have dinner or something. So, that's something he has to do. Come back from school, don't throw your shoes around. You have to pick up your shoes, make sure they're in the shoe rack, go take off your clothes, come back and eat before you start playing. So he just knows that, I make him do that. You spill water, you clean it.
So
your food back.
You live in Texas, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be at the next reunion. That's in Houston. It's not far from you.
Definitely.
All right.
I get to Maryland and not get to Houston.
I was wondering, so, Emeka,
Yes,
we respect you in Houston. I know you miss Maryland though. Maryland was
fun, man. Maryland was the ball.
Yeah, we had so much fun. That was actually when I knew why they called you Chemical. I'm like, dude, who is this guy?
But no, 2000 set is on a different, but the Millennium set, you guys have a different crazy. But I love the way you guys are very integrated with each other.
From the first day till we left, we were grilling at the back of Elijah's house.
I know, I remember.
From that day we entered till we left, we were grilling. I grilled. My flight was about 6 a.m. So I was supposed to leave by Airbnb at like probably 5, because we still have to go drop off the vehicle and everything at the rental. So we're saying we're going to leave by 5. I grilled till the last piece of grill that we took on the grill was almost 3 a.m.
It shows that your body is still young.
I mean,
when you start getting up there in the 40s, you will see that it will be difficult to do some of those things. Your orientation will go hard.
We left the hotel, and this guys had a follow-up party round 2. I mean, I went there and I'm looking at these guys like, how do you guys do? This was around 12 midnight at this point, and they just grilling. Chemical is just beginning to grill at 12 midnight.
Yeah, no, I can't do a lot of those things. I respect my age.
This is the only time we can pull those stunts now.
Yeah, I know. You notice when you start getting older, sleep is essential.
Yeah,
sleep is essential.
It's essential.
Okay, I'm ready to wrap this up.
Okay, so one or two quick questions. So do you guys would you have preferred, being that you guys went to a co-ed school? Do you like the fact that you went to a co-ed school, or you have preferred to go to a single sex school, like an NMS or Air Force Military School? Those ones are single sex.
Should I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I went to a double sex school because, well, I know the lie from JS3 now. I don't get girlfriend.
Yeah, boy. Now because of girlfriend.
I don't know as life for me.
So you're a spacer from JS3.
Huh?
You're a spacer. You are going to
Yes,
space.
now because my other brothers were in SS3. So
Okay, yeah. So they give you that confidence. Okay.
I didn't front of Danny Hall. So school, school daughter of brother. We go there.
The person that stood daughter to you.
She will come out from the hostel with her school daughter.
Oh.
Stand with my elder brother.
So they tofu that you meaning they set it up for you. Your own was easy. They set up your own girlfriend for you easily.
Brother, I hear that thing showing me because I'm the SS3 like the way they come out. Hey, those SS2 boys that were waiting for me. Jeez.
Oh really? They were dealing with you.
They prepare me now. They prepare them. During that, imagine.
Okay, so you were in GS3, they were in SS3.
Yeah,
your older brothers.
Yes.
They were the same set.
They were the same.
They were twins. They were twins.
Twins, and then one was older than the twin. So,
okay.
Same class.
Mm-hmm.
They left the same time. So, like, the whole world dawned on me, like, these guys are with. That's when I knew that some people were actually waiting to get a hold of.
So they really dealt with you a lot after they left. So your SS1 was tougher. Your SS1 and 2. SS2. I now had a couple of family friends that we used to live on the same street and the same clothes. But the SS1, that's left. I was in JS3. By the time my brothers left, they got into SS2. I got into SS1. So the SS3 guys are the ones who were dealing with it. But because some of those SS3 guys, most of them were already in labor force. So I was still, some of them were in food committee. So I was still going through the cracks, with them. They were still helping me out. So when they got into SS3, I got into SS2. Everything balanced again. I was now, I get my guys for the top again. Okay, gotcha.
But that SS1 wasn't easy because some guys literally told me, like, you're a bastard. You would day labor ground, line up the way from there, general labor. You would day labor ground, the way you would day with your brothers. They sit down for dining hall extension, sit down for window. They follow guest talk.
That means you didn't have a school father, so you just
I'm my school father now, so I don't.
Okay. Yeah, so that shall not touch.
I don't come to line up. I come just directly to them. It's either they tell me to go into the hostel, but me most of I don't like going to the hostel because I people jump person for road. So
were any of your brothers prefects?
He wasn't a prefect, but he handled utilities. He used to handle utilities, but he didn't become a utility prefect. He used to handle utilities and Catholic church affairs.
Okay.
People are always saying, why did they have a Catholic prefect and a utility prefect when Chike is always the one doing everything? Generator, diesel, all those things. My one practically doing all, even in SS3. Then still the one going to get the bulletins, still making sure we have a scheduled priest or some singer who's going to come and say mass and all that. He was responsible. He was also doing the whole arrangement of the hall where we use. So we were like, why they call him that person prefect? Because he was into it from his SS1, so just part of him. So he didn't become a prefect, but he still did it. Interesting. We didn't have that in the 80s. The committee stuff that they had in the 2000s and beyond. There was nothing like that in the 80s. Yeah. Committees. And those are like SS2, SS1 that will help the prefects who that section, to actually carry out their jobs. That's what they used to do. So select the guys that become the prefects.
Okay. Were you a prefect? Yes, sir. Which prefect were you?
Assistant Tiger House Captain.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
They used to call me the most wanted. The most wanted.
How about you, America?
No, I wasn't a prefect.
You can never answer the question, say whether the co-ed thing or the single gender.
Yeah, it's. I think the co-sex thing helped me understand sexuality as regards to growing up. There are most things that parents don't tell their kids while growing up. It's like a taboo to talk about same sex, and the likes of it. So most of us had to learn through school, so to speak. So it helped me understand the sexuality, my sexuality, and life itself, basically. So if I had gone to a single school, I don't know how my orientation would have looked like. So I can't tell what I don't know. But going to a mixed school paved my way towards understanding or sex and all that.
You're sounding like you were a space genius.
No, I was hidden. I was invincible. I didn't even have. You're one of those. I'm one of those guys in school. Then, despite my height, I was probably one of the among the tallest then back in school. My set, yeah. I was still very invincible. I don't know. I was drawing for the awards night. The award night. I did the drawing. But I still
he had good drawings. He used to.
Yeah. So I did a very quiet thingy for myself, and back then, just to enter trouble, everybody just mind themselves. But aside that, I think mixed school really, if I were to advise people to send their kids to school, I think mixed school is something you need to start off with. It helps a lot, given the current situation of the way the world is now. Let us just keep it like that. So you quickly know what your kid's sexual orientation is at a very early stage. Right. You have to come in to help, or have to come to talk to them and all that stuff, So it helps a lot. So you don't wake up one day when the child is 26 and you're hearing different story. Yeah, it helps.
Wow, that's true though. Yeah, you guys have done well. Okay. I think we've had all the questions for today. Thank you guys, man. You've been very gracious. I've had enough fun just laughing with you guys, man. Let's wrap it up, please.
Yeah, so thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you guys on from 2000 and 2001 set. Tiger House Boys, representing from someone else who wants Tiger. Don't even hate say, okay?
You have an issue with Tiger House.
No, my dear, we understand because we're the best house, so we are the best house and stuff. They don't kill us like they killed other juniors and stuff. It was still like now when they collect all the refugees from all the other houses when they run away.
They are Chinese and everything.
I know the refugees, so we are United Nations back there. Don't hate. Alright, so thank you very much. A pleasure. So make sure you guys subscribe. Really appreciate the subscribe button is down there. You guys are here, go and subscribe, watch, share, with your crew, and definitely would like to have more people come over here from different schools. We went to military schools too. Only military schools folks can come in here. So we appreciate your time listening to you guys and cracking up. So thank you very much. And have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
You guys remember, okay? Share, spread the word. All right. I see you guys in Houston, hopefully.
All right. Bye.
Cheers. Right.